From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Friday, August 30th. It could potentially be the hottest day of the year today. We're going to be in the 90s. Upper 90s, could hit record temperatures. It's hot, it's steamy. There's potential for storms tonight. And we have Friday night football, college football starting this weekend, holiday weekend as well. The good news is things get much more comfortable by Labor Day. Expect plenty of company in the skies and on the roads as you head out for Labor Day weekend trips. The TSA says it expects an 8.5% jump in air travel this time compared to last Labor Day, which would make for the busiest Labor Day weekend ever in the skies. The airport is asking you to arrive well ahead of your flight time. If you drive for Labor Day weekend, it's getting less expensive. Gas at several stations around central Indiana has dropped to below $3 a gallon. Gas Buddy puts the average in Indianapolis at $3.24. Cheaper downstate, just less than $3.06 in Evansville. If you head north, it's $3.39 in Gary and then $3.21 in South Bend. In your vote 2024, Vice President Kamala Harris says her values have not changed, though some of her positions have shifted. It's one of the key takeaways from her first in-depth interview since becoming the Democratic nominee for president. Harris and running mate Tim Walz spoke to CNN yesterday. Harris answered questions about her move away from some of the positions she held when she was a senator and when she first ran for president 4 years ago.
Dana, I think the most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values have not changed. You mentioned the Green New Deal. I have always believed, and I have worked on it, that the climate crisis is real. My value around what we need to do to secure our border, that value has not changed. I spent 2 terms as the Attorney General of California prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, violations of American laws regarding the illegal passage of guns, drugs, and human beings across our border. My values have not changed.
Harris also said that she will, if elected, choose a Republican to be a part of her cabinet. She is set to debate former President Donald Trump on September 10th. Trump wants a federal court to intervene in his New York hush money case. Trump's lawyers have asked a federal court in Manhattan to take over the case from the state court. They argue that Trump's conviction on 34 counts of falsifying business records conflicts with the U.S. Supreme Court's recent presidential immunity ruling. Trump's lawyers say if the case is moved to federal court, they will try to have the verdict overturned. As of now, Trump is set to be sentenced on September 18th. Indianapolis police are asking for help solving the city's latest deadly shooting. It happened last night on Leland Avenue near 34th and Emerson. IMPD says just before 8:15, officers found a man wounded in a truck that had bullet holes and a window shot out. Police say he died at the hospital. Investigators ask you to reach out if you know anything that may be able to help them figure out what happened. A judge says an IMPD sergeant charged with sharing child pornography cannot leave Marion County before his trial. Javed Richards is out of jail on bond, but had to turn over his passport and guns. He's accused of sending more than 40 files with child sex abuse material through an online messaging app. His next court appearance is set for mid-October. He faces up to 160 years in prison if he's convicted. For my teammate, the judge in the Delphi murders case will allow the jury to hear all of the confessions made by suspect Richard Allen. The judge ruled that none of the confessions police say Allen made were coerced. According to prosecutors, Allen confessed to killing Abby Williams and Libby German 61 times in a 2-month period last year. Allen's attorneys had argued the confessions were due to psychosis caused by his time in solitary confinement. But the judge ruled that Allen was placed in solitary for his own protection. Allen's trial is set for October 14th. A Justice Department audit says the FBI is failing to report all suspected child sex abuse cases to law enforcement. The Bureau made the changes to the agency after the case of former USA Gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar, but this new audit found the FBI did not comply with mandatory reporting requirements in about half of the cases. A new memorial in Westfield honors victims of one of Central Indiana's most infamous crimes. The ministry, He Knows Your Name, partnered with the Hamilton County Coroner to place a permanent marker in Hamilton Memorial Park Cemetery. and lay to rest 2 of the men whose remains were found at Foxhall Farms. That's where investigators believe Herb Baumeister killed at least 16 men and scattered their remains. The coroner reopened the case 2 years ago in hopes of identifying more victims and providing closure for families.
To see this today makes it to where it's not so surreal, but it's actually real. But it's nice to be able to look forward to peace and closure as opposed to living in that darkness.
The coroner is urging anyone who thinks a friend or loved one might be a victim of the Foxhall Farms killer to come forward. There is a huge need for animal foster homes after several dogs were exposed to parvo in a shelter. The Indianapolis Animal Care Services says an adult dog in its facility has tested positive for parvovirus. It's a highly contagious digestive disease, but humans cannot get it. The shelter says it has more than 20 puppies who are especially vulnerable. They have not been vaccinated yet and need to be moved out.
If you have an area where you can maybe quarantine the animal or keep them separate from your other animals, that would be super helpful.
The shelter needs to clean and disinfect cages and common areas. It's waiving adoption fees for this weekend only. You can find a list of the dogs who still need emergency placement on our website. Just go to the As Seen On section of wishtv.com. In Colts Watch, we now know the team captains for this season. The Colts named 8 players team captains. That's 2 more than last year. They include linebacker Zaire Franklin, quarterback Anthony Richardson, and center Ryan Kelly. Receiver Michael Pittman Jr. is a first-time captain this year.
It's definitely something that I don't take lightly. That's one of the highest honors, of any NFL honor, and just knowing that my guys voted me, it's just a huge honor.
The Colts open their season at home next Sunday on September 8th against the Houston Texans. It's week 2 of high school football and Friday night lights, and we have you covered for the biggest games in the state. Our game of the week is Warsaw at Warren Central. Both teams started their seasons with wins last week. You can watch every play live starting at 7 p.m. on our sister station, My Indy TV 23. You can get all of tonight's high school football scores on our new All Indiana Sports app. If you're at a game tonight and want to keep up with the score from somewhere else in the state, then just go to the app. You can go to wishtv.com right now and download the free app. Bringing equity to the local art scene is the goal of a big event this weekend at the Stutz Building. Butter Fine Art Fair is back for its 4th year. News 8's Colin Bailey is there with more this morning.
Giant stick of butter. How cool is this? This is just part of the cool art that you'll be able to see here, as long as with some of these sweet old school cars. We have an Indy car in here. I have 2 special guests. Butter, we're not that far away. We kick off at 11 o'clock. What can we expect here, especially in the car museum?
So here in the car museum, you're going to find a selection of artwork by some of our artists that have been curated especially for this space. So you'll see a lot of themes about cars, car culture. That's what you can expect here.
Talk about butter a little. If someone's never heard of it, I know this is the 4th annual. Just talk about it and what it means to bring all these artists, not just from here locally, but around the country as well, to Indianapolis.
Yeah, so Butter is more than a fine art fair. It's a vibe. There's so much going on. There's musical performances. We have 7 unique cars, a motorcycle, and then we also have an expanded kids zone as well. But it's really important to bring these artists together, especially the Indianapolis ones, and really support our community.
What makes this event so special and unique, especially here in Indianapolis?
I think that we just put a lot of love into this. You can really feel the energy. When you walk into the exhibition, when you walk into here, there's just so much love. There's just so much light. I think that's what it is all about.
It's going to be a great time. Kicks off 11 o'clock today, runs through Labor Day weekend. Should be a fun time. Check out a lot of cool art. Even check out this sweet thing of butter right here in the car museum. But for now, in the Stutz Building, I'm Colin Bailey for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Here's Jane King with your business headlines and good news for your Labor Day weekend.
A lot of people, of course, hitting the road for Labor Day weekend, and the national average is $3.36 a gallon. That's down 14 cents from last month and down 46 cents from a year ago. That's according to AAA, which also says the current average in central Indiana is $3.24 a gallon. Last Labor Day, it was $3.68. So barring any unexpected events, experts say prices should keep falling for the rest of this year as we switch over to that winter blend in September, which is typically cheaper. Well, Yelp just filed an antitrust lawsuit against Google on the heels of the recent Department of Justice ruling. Yelp is alleging that Google created a monopoly in local search by directing users toward its own Google reviews and not others. It's seeking a court order to stop Google from the alleged anti-competitive conduct, and they're looking for some money as well. In a blog post, Yelp says its reviews are more in-depth and consistently longer than Google reviews, which tend not to be reviews at all, just stars. Well, smokers under 30 now need photo IDs to buy tobacco products. The FDA has mandated more people show photo ID when buying these products, and they say that retailers cannot sell tobacco products in vending machines in places where individuals under 21 are present or permitted to enter. That's up from 18 previously. Now, the U.S. has been cracking down on the use of tobacco over the past few years to curb preventable deaths from smoking. And the Federal Reserve found the least regretted college major is engineering, and the one with the most regrets is social and behavioral sciences. Now, across all fields of study, 35% of college graduates said they would pick a different major if they had a second chance. Regretting your major, though, not the same as regretting college. The vast majority of college grads with bachelor's degrees, more than 80%, say their education helped prepare them for a well-paying job. And the Dow jumped 243 points to a new record close yesterday. The AI darling NVIDIA fell. That weighed on the S&P and NASDAQ. Now, of course, we wrap up the month of August today, at least for the stock market. And the Dow and S&P are looking at a gain for the month, while the NASDAQ is looking at a small loss. Live from the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King.
This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on WishTV.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.